So today I'm going to be creating a background, and I'm going to gesso only one side of my journal. And this is because I want to show you two different ways to do the same technique, and each way is going to produce a slightly different result. But it's different enough that if you're going for a tone-on-tone look, the first one will be better, and if you're going for a more contrasty look, then the second one will be better. So I'm going to begin by just taking these two paints that I have here. One of them is by Liquitex, the other one's by Studio 41. They're the same tonal family, so they're both kind of green. One is more aqua, and I just think that they're going to blend really nicely together. So I'm just going to apply both of these colors very organically to the non-gessoed side of my journal page. If you'll notice, it's taking quite a bit of paint for me to actually cover each area. And the reason for that is that the paint is simply soaking into the fibers of the paper. To place my stencil onto my journal page, I'm going to just spray it down with some water. You want to use a decent amount of water, but obviously not too much. So just a few squirts, maybe like 6 or 7, 10 squirts of water onto the stencil. And then you're just going to wait for a little while for that to dry. Maybe like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Now I'm going to just take a single sheet of paper towel, and I'm going to place it over the stencil and just press down lightly all over, and then lift it up carefully. After I've done that, I'm going to carefully lift my stencil, and there's that amazing reverse stenciling technique I've been so excited to show you guys. This is such a great way to create an interesting background. It's so easy and it looks super cool. One of the big things that makes this so awesome is that I use such a large stencil, so I was able to cover the entire page. Now, had I used a smaller stencil, I think it still would have worked. I've never done it with a smaller stencil, but yeah, I just love how there's a nice tone-on-tone look because the paint sort of sunk in to the paper, as I was talking about earlier, since there was no gesso behind it. Now I'm going to move on to the gessoed side of my journal layout, and I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with the other side. I'm just going to apply some paint. Because I have that layer of gesso, I'm able to just glide these colors right across the page, and it's super simple. I'm using so much less paint than I was using on the other side. And so I'm just going to cover the page with these two colors of green. then again, like I did with the other side, I place my stencil and then I take my little spray bottle of water and just spray all around the page. And then I'm going to just let that sit for a few, probably like 20-30 seconds. After I've let it sit, I'm just going to take the same exact paper towel I used on the other side and just dab away some of that water and also dabbing away some of the paint. And I'm going for more of a grungy look, so after I lift up my stencil, I'm going to take my paper towel and just sort of dab, to just kind of smudge it just a little bit to give it more of a grungy look. And as you can see, after applying the water and dabbing it up, it's brought me right back down to that pure white background. And this is the case because of the gesso that I had applied before applying the paint. So as you can see on the left, no gesso underneath the paint layer, and it brought it back down to sort of a muted green color. And on the right, because there's gesso, brought it right back down to that bright white. So a lot more contrast on the right and more of a tone-on-tone look on the left. So it's really whatever look you're going for, or you could do like I did and do one on one side, the other on the other side. It's whatever you're feeling. I hope that you guys will go try this out and see how much fun it is.